Hi. As my YouTube channel is called All About Football and Stuff, I'm going to do the part of stuff, and this time I'm going to reveal what I look like, so all you lucky people can see what I look like. The ones that know me, they probably have seen me before anyway. But it's a beautiful day today. Look at that, it's amazing. This is just in my local park. It's amazing. Okay. All right. Please don't send anything in the post. That's not allowed when you see my face. That's to all the ladies. Anyway, that's a joke. There you go. Hello. I am the composer and director of the All About Football and Stuff. But I've got. I'm going to talk about the stuff at the moment. The stuff is to do with. Let's walk this way. The stuff is to do with. The other day, I was stuffed. I went to this place called Seven Kings Café, Paratha Junction, and I had a stuffed, let's say chapati. Well, for the English people, it's a chapati stuffed with potatoes and spices and masala and things like that. But it's called a paratha. It's an aloo paratha, and they're huge. And I hadn't sat down with my son and gone in there before. He'd had a football match, so then we'd gone in there, and then it's my relatives anyway, and it's in Seven Kings, and it's on Green Lane, on the corner. Lovely place. They do any kind of food, meat, vegetables. They do all day breakfast. They do the parathas are filled there. You can get chicken, you can get keema, you can get radish, mulli, you can get methi, you can get any. So I'm just plugging them because I can, because I'm allowed. Anyway, I want to talk a little about mental health and how it's been affecting people. I think it's quite a good subject to look at. And I'm going to start off by, might have to go over here. There's a bench over here. I might go over here on this bench and have a little sit down. Yeah. Since I turned 50, which a lot of you probably thinking, wow, he's 50. Yeah. It's the cream that I use. Anyway, since I've turned 50, things have turned for the worse. I've gone. You start thinking of what you've done in your life, what you've achieved, what you're going to achieve. You're only like 15, 17, well, let's say 17 or 16 years away from pension. What happens later on? Your kids, your house, everything. You start thinking a lot more. 50 is a big milestone. I kind of started to not sleep. I was insomnia for a good year, I'm guessing, and then I kind of got fed up last year, and I thought, all right, that's it. I'm going to get this sorted out. So I went to the doctors, and I said, look, I want to get this sorted out, and I don't know what it is. I can't sleep. I'm anxious, and I keep getting I keep on getting all these thoughts in my head about what's going to happen later on, and I'm scared of dying and stupid things like that, and my belly is all tightened up all the time, and when I'm at work I get agitated, I get angry really quickly, and look better with the glasses, don't I? Anyway, I get agitated at work, I was saying, but basically They did a blood test, did all the bloods, came back. My cholesterol was slightly high, but that's all right. It wasn't a big deal. But the main thing was to do with my THX, which is the thyroid levels, was low. So then they checked it again about 3 weeks later, and it was still low. So they said that I'd have to take a tablet every day in the mornings to get my levels back up again. They did say, have anybody in your family have it? And I was not aware of anyone having it at the time. But it so happens that everyone in my family has it, and my brother's had it for 20 years. The underactive thyroid. Basically, you can look it up on Google. Basically, it's the levels of your hormones, which your thyroids are situated here in your throat, right on the sides, thyroid glands. Your brain sends messages to your thyroids. Thyroids send it to the rest of your body. But those were low. So depression, you would experience depression. You would experience short fuses. Decision making isn't so good. So it does explain a few things. But to explain it to my parents, it was a bit difficult. They don't understand. Well, they did understand actually, because they've got it. They take tablets, but they generally telling people of the last generation that you've got, you're not feeling good and you're anxious and you're. Let's hope you can hear me, because there's an aeroplane. Oh, there's a helicopter going past. Yeah, can you see it up top there? Anyway, basically, once you, to the elders, to the last generation, my dad, mum, uncles, if you say mental health or mental well-being, they think, oh wow, he's mental. He's Bargal. Bargal meaning mental in my language, which is Panjabi. So in my Panjabi culture, it's like, oh no, he's got something wrong with him. But that's why it's kept a little bit quiet, and that's why probably when my parents were working, when they were working age, in the 70s, 80s, or even 90s, they probably had, or somebody must have had some kind of well-being issue. They must have had some kind of anxiety, or but they just got on with it. It didn't matter. We used to know somebody who would who did lose it, and he's away now. Don't know where he is, but he lost it, and the family kind of tried to help, but he started to rely on alcohol. Some people do rely on alcohol. They rely on alcohol, and they rely on drugs and smoking and all of that stuff. And basically, once that kind of covers it up, and you haven't got any kind of it gets the idea of the anxiety goes for a little while. But the problem with that is you get addicted, and then you keep doing it, and you think, oh, I'm okay now, but you're not. Underneath, you're not really okay, because you still got the anxiety, you still got those thoughts in your head, you still got the insomnia. That's getting helped a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you're out of work, you're out of a job, you're on the street. Nobody wants to know you, and it's a shame, really. But in our culture, Indian culture, any culture really, people do not know what's going on. They don't know what is this mental well-being stuff? What's going on? What is it? But I've people ignore it. It's like with men. I think it's probably like a masculine thing, that you can't be. Oh my God, I ain't got anything wrong with me. I'm fine. And even in those olden days, you're probably like they probably wouldn't give you any work if they said, oh, there's something wrong with him. There's no point in giving him any work. He's going to take loads of sicks. He's going to be off sick, and you're taking annual leave. You can't get up in the morning or something, and you don't feel like it. But it must have been tough for our parents, because they have to get up. They had to get up because they're providing. They've come to the country, some of them in the 60s, and they still had to provide. That was their. My dad would go work. If he had no sleep at all, he'd still get up at 5 in the morning and still go work the next day and the day after. And he used to work sometimes 7 days a week when he was doing markets. With those people who've got anxiety issues, and they get cover it up with drinking, smoking, and drugs. It's just an excuse for them to drink, and then everybody looks at them and thinks, "Oh, they're just alcoholic, or they're just druggy," But they don't know what the underlying problem is with it. Even in the olden days, there probably was autism, ADHD, all the other kind of well-being stuff that is about nowadays. And you didn't have any in those days. You never had any. Let me show you the rest of the park. Actually, got rugby goals there, further up, if you can see that. It's quite sunny because I can't really kind of see what the display is. I can't really see it. And even nowadays, I thought I'd talk about it because it kind of propped up on TV last week as well. EastEnders with Steve McFadden and Keith Allen was on it as well. Keith Allen, he'd gone. So you know Steve McFadden as Phil Mitchell, or whoever watches it, they know him as Phil. He went into a mental hospital because he tried to kill himself. The amount of times he fell, it's amazing that he just didn't die from that. But anyway, he meets a guy in the hospital who's Keith Allen, and Keith Allen is the guy who did the England song, Brindaloo. He sang that Brindaloo song, the famous one. I'm not going to sing it, but his daughter is Lily Allen. So he's a fantastic actor. If you get a chance, watch it. It's very good. Very complicated. A lot of these issues. People won't get diagnosed for years, and then when they do, then it takes a while for it to get fixed. And sometimes with some people it doesn't get fixed. But yeah, that was quite interesting. That's why it popped up, and I thought, let me do something. Let me reveal myself. And hopefully I have, and people like my little YouTube channel going. Also, in the you get, everyone's kind of allowed nowadays. There's not anybody who isn't allowed. There's people. I work in Stratford, and there's people there that there's guys, boys, men dressed as women. There's a fashion college nearby, so you get all types of people. You get transgender. You get bisexual. You get everyone nowadays. They're all human. It's sad to see it, but in the 70s, 80s, 90s, they were not kind of respected at all. These people, they were disowned. They had to hide to be gay. People had to hide to be gay, let alone being bisexual, let alone being transgender, and all of the rest of the different genders. Now you can be who you want, but I do find it a little bit kind of little bit difficult to talk about stuff at work. With some people, you can't say this, you can't say that, or somebody says, "Oh, you can't say that." If you're talking an accent and you're impersonating someone, say, "No, you can't say that. You can't do that. You can't do this. Why can't you do that? Why can't I talk like this?" Because you can't. You're not allowed to. And or you talk like if you talk like some of the guys that say computer, they're my computer. This is a desktop. I can't talk like that. That's not allowed. I'm going to give you an example. I'm not talking like that. I don't normally do that. But anyway, right. Now that that's done, I'm going to talk about West Ham. What I normally talk about. We did okay. I went to the game. It was a Monday night game. I hate the weekday games. I've been to a Thursday, Tuesday, and it's just all the broadcasters making money. You know, there's so many competitions going on. They'll squash it all in. They want to do Monday nights. They want to do Tuesday. Every day they do a Premier League match. I mean, they just leave them doing it on a Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, or Sunday. No problem with that. You even get games now in Saturday evening, Sunday evening. It's ridiculous. But anyway, we lost that game against Newcastle a couple of Mondays ago. We shouldn't have lost it, but I mean, at least we only lost it by 1 goal. We should have. I think that it was a bit harsh. We should have won. We should have got a draw in that one. That would have been better. That would have been a bit more fairer. But at the moment, everyone's beating everyone. And Man City is terrible. They drew against Brighton. Marmoush is brilliant. I still think he's a top player. He scored a hat-trick a couple of games ago for City. But Liverpool are up there, but I would love to see Nottingham Forest or Arsenal pip them to the title. That would be fantastic. I love it. It's not going to happen because they're 12 points ahead. So that's very, very unlikely. The rest of the teams below 7, they're all just kind of pretty much going to swap positions really by the end of the season, because there's such a massive gap between us and the bottom 3. We're on 34 points. I think Wolves are below us, and then you've got Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton. But our next game is away to Wolves, and then we've got Bournemouth. So we've got a few tough games. I'll just say, when is the City Chargers going to happen? I bet they don't. And I bet they get away with it. Sad really, but they've got, loads of money and they can do what they want. And you've got there's so much going on with their team. The managers had a divorce as well. I don't know if people know that. Pep's had a divorce. That might have caused problems. That might have caused him a few issues, but nobody knows. But I still think they bought very well with Marmoush. Omar Marmoush is a fantastic player. And the rest is how it is. Come you irons. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.